Hey there, Wargamers, Justin Unpacking here today. Boom! Got another unboxing for you. I'd like to welcome you guys back to the channel. If you are new here, please alpha strike that like and subscribe button. Smash it like you mean it. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you for having my six. I appreciate you being a good star mate, lance mate, whatever the case may be for you. Thank you for being here and supporting what I do. That said, today we got a box of minis sent to us from Miffed Kitty Miniatures, which is Carrie Joe. I think I got the last name right. If you guys have been to the Southern Assault events from Fortress Miniatures and Games, she won last year, 2022, I think. I had to play against her list, and it was brutal, but still good game nonetheless. She has contributed some minis to the grinder box here, and we're going to showcase those today. I'm going to try and open this without sharing our addresses because I don't want us to be, doxed? I don't want us to be doxed. And yeah, we'll get into that. And apparently I can't open this box with my pocket knife very well because I'm failing. We're failing. Alright. There we go. Alright, so we got some minis here. Got a little note. It says, Justin, hope that these help with your grinder. My pilot is Carrie Jo Patton, and her ride is the Battlemaster. That is short, sweet, and to the point. I also, I've saved all the notes that I get for these. They're in the grinder box. I may never read them again, but I thought it was kind of cool to keep them with the minis. That makes sense to me. So we have 4 minis that have been thrown in here. I'm going to make sure there's no notes in this box before I toss anything. Okay. I know Carrie has had some stickers and stuff made, and want to make sure I wasn't like tossing anything. She has got a YouTube channel. I will try to remember to put that in the description. If I don't, Carrie, if you're watching or if someone else is, feel free to throw that in a comment. I will make sure that it gets pinned if I don't remember to put it in editing. And I've been real slammed lately trying to get stuff done. I don't want to digress too much. I'm in the process of moving right now. So I've been really busy, so editing has been as fast as I can do it, and sometimes I'm not being as thorough as I would like to. So that said, if I don't get it in the description, someone throw it up into the comment section for me, and we'll definitely get that up there. That said, I'm going to go ahead and debag these, and we will go through, and I can tell you these look like they are minis from the Game of Armor Combat box. We've got a Lance of Mechs, and she definitely followed the, I don't say requirements, but the request. So we have a light, a medium, a heavy, and an assault, and the selection here is good and has some of my absolute favorites. 2 of them in particular are 2 of my favorite mechs ever. That said, let's grab our little paint handle, and we'll mount up mini number 1. Going through. Now, Carrie didn't mention what faction these were. I suppose they could be a variety. There's no specific iconography on them. So I suppose they could be Mercs, but honestly, these look like they could be Draconis Combine. I don't know. Because I've seen green and red before. I guess it could. There's probably some green and red Davians. There's probably green and red for every faction, let's be honest. Hell, wasn't Star League green? Maybe? I think. Regardless, she sent over a Commando, and red and green goes really well together. You can't go wrong with that. So right out the gate, some of the obvious things. We got the panel lines being red, which is awesome. Helps break up the green. We got our jeweling here in there for the cockpit, which is nice. I feel like blue has been a very common color for the grinder box, which is great because a lot of the stuff matches. But the thing that I want to talk about that is a very subtle thing, but it's one of my, I'm going to tell you, if you haven't done this, you should, guys. She has matte varnished this, which is a thing you should do in general, in my opinion, to help protect your minis and also just knock down the shine, unless you are striving for the shine. But it really makes things pop better. I don't know how to explain it. If you have watched my tutorial series on the Turkina, if you haven't, check it out. If you have, then you know what I'm talking about. But you'll be able to see when I gloss varnished and did everything, and then you'll see the matte varnish later, and you'll see the before and after, and it's phenomenal the difference it makes. Again, if you want a gloss look, you can push for that. If you don't, matting it down, it's going to make a world difference. It's just going to be easier. You're going to see a lot more because, like, You don't realize it when things are reflecting from the light, but some of the details and stuff, they're there. You'll see it when you rotate, but when it's matte, the light is not disturbing that. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I really love these. They're nice and matte. kind of got that drab look, which is very utilitarian, and I dig it, which makes sense for Battletech. So she has taken a different approach with the basing as well. I typically like larger tufts, but it looks like she has got stuff that's a bit more in, I think, standard Battletech scale, so smaller grass versus taller grass, which there's nothing wrong with that. I dig it, and I'm not sure what basing material this is, but it turned out really nice. It can be tricky trying to get some texture going with the basing, but this has turned out pretty well. So yeah, I also think that no matter what game mat we are playing on at Nova, these are going to look really good. So yeah, as I've said in other videos, little disclaimer, because these are painted as a cohesive unit, some of the things I will say will be the same. Please don't think I'm disparaging any artists, because I'm not going overboard on talking about things. It's a lot easier if someone sends 4 different painted mechs, because it's new every time and I can talk about something new every time. By the time we get to the Battle Master here, a lot of the same things will be said. I'm going to showcase them. I think this is great, but I really worry, like a little anxiety, that the community sometimes might think I'm being lazy, and I'm not trying to be. So that said, mech number 2 that we've got here is the Shadowhawk. Absolutely one of my favorite mechs. And from the Game Armor Combat box, one of my top 2 favorites. It's super cool. I can't tell you exactly why. I don't think it's the best mech in the world. It's just a cool looking mech. And I think some of it, I say I can't tell you why. I'm going to try. It looks cool. Kind of got an anime mecha vibe without being over the top anime mecha. We've got and it's also classic Battletech. Like, it's iconic. Anyone who's been in Battletech since I was born, they know what this is. Thunderhead would say, Dogram, Justin Dogram. I think that's the anime. But it's got the asymmetry, because it's got the gun or cannon, laser, whatever, on its left shoulder. And then in its right chest, it's got the, SRM-4, I think. So it's got that, not, like, its body's proportional, 2 arms, 2 legs, whatever. It's that anthropomorphized, bipedal. I guess anthropomorphic to a degree. But it's got the little bit of asymmetry with the offset cannon. It doesn't have 2 cannons, it's got 1 cannon. It's got the, maybe that's SRM-2 maybe on the side, or lasers. I'm not sure what's sitting on the next to his head, but you've got that, a little bit of asymmetry, Even the hands look the same, but then he's got 1 mounted on the forearm, nothing on that one. It's the small things like that that really get me. The more extreme they get, I also start to like it. So, like, this is one of my favorites that would go alongside the Shadowhawk for some of my favorites, which, again, classic Battletech. The Griffin, same thing. Its body is pretty symmetrical like the Shadowhawk, but it's got that LRM carrier up on the top. And that adds that little bit of asymmetry that I love. Same thing for why I like the Hunchback, and the Shadowhawk falls into that category for me. Super cool. Got the same red going on as the previous guy, and the matte finish, which I dig. And you can see more of the cockpit relative to the Commando. The Commando's just, he's smaller, you can't see as much. That pop of blue looks really good. Papa Blue sounds like I'm talking about somebody from Warhammer 40k Ultramarines. Papa Blue. Next up, though, we're going to shift over into the heavy, and this is I don't want to say bar none, but just one of my favorites. I only have, I think, like basically 2 stories playing Classic. One was Grinder this year at Adepticon. The other one was playing against Austin when I first tried Classic, and it's the only time I've really done much outside of the one time this year. We did Lance on Lance. It took forever. We were still going to like 5 o'clock in the morning or something. My Thunderbolt's front of his armor sheet was basically gone. Like, my pilot's just looking out at daylight. And on the last turn of the game, it made more sense to turn my Thunderbolt and give him my rear, because I had more pips of armor relative to what was left on his rear. I apologize. Somebody's got the little fart cannon on their car outside, if you guys heard that, going because they're rude. How rude. You guys might not have heard that, and then I sound like a jackass, but it is what it is. Anyway, I had more armor on the rear of the mech and pips left than I did on the front, so it made sense to do that. And then he had to dig through all of that, and then he finally hit him and took him out on the very last roll of the game. It was very cool. Thunderbolt is an absolute tank. It looks cool. We got the little bit of asymmetry. We got the offset cockpit. It's checking all the boxes for me, so I really dig it. One of the things that I do differently on this, and I admit that I do it wrong, and some Battletech nerds will get on you for this. Carrie's got it correct. The slit under here is the cockpit. I always paint the thing up here with the jewelry because you can see it. And then when somebody says something about it, I'm like, well, it's a canopy above them or glass above them. It's a sensor above them. It's a whatever. We got a cool detail here. What she's painted red. I always paint it with jewelry because that's just me. But if you see that and you paint it as a cockpit, air quotes, sometimes the community will say things to you. They don't jump on it as much as they used to. I think it's just because they're just like, yeah, whatever. At least the mini's painted and we're excited about it. So, but yeah. Love the T-Bolt. I can't wait to try and rotate these guys into an Aces match because, again, I love the Thunderbolt. And I don't play with them as much as I should. I really should rotate them in. I need to paint some more. Now that you guys are sending me models, it's making me want to paint. My Thunderbolt that's painted is old, and I do better now. And it's also painted for a faction I don't play a lot. It's my custom mercs, which aren't finished. I need to paint one up for like my Wolf's Dragoons or something and get that rotated in onto the table. Stat. But yeah, very cool. And last but not least, Carrie Joe's ride, the Battlemaster. Now, it looks like we've got Metallic was down for the canopy, I think, with probably Talisar Blue or a Gemstone color from GW. Sorry. Put over the top. That was probably loud, you guys. I'm sorry. I was blowing a hair off of this, and my mouth's right next to the microphone. I'm trying not to articulate loud because I want it to sound good. But I definitely just went right past the mic. So, but yeah, got our Battlemaster here. Because the cockpit's so big, it's definitely vibrant. You're getting that nice juxtaposition relative to the green and the red. Got that basing that matches pretty good. And these guys, I mean, it's utilitarian. Again, almost no matter what map you put these on, they're going to look right at home. And the Battlemaster is pretty sweet. I'm one of those people with the Battlemaster, though. I've got multiples. I really like the derpy, skinny metal one. I don't know why. I think it's because it's so ugly it's cute. But from the core box set, I like the Battlemaster and I like the Awesome. The Awesome's got that checker pattern, which is really nice. But they're really good selections. If you guys are watching this and you don't own a copy of Game Armor Combat Near New, go check it out. You won't be disappointed. Like, the price point for 8 models is really nice. So, I digress. I'm sitting here talking about buying minis while I'm looking at a mini, but here we are. I haven't noticed this. She's got some silver painted here. Does the Battlemaster have rear-facing shots? Does it have like a rear shot? It looks like there's a little lasers. I never noticed that. I'm constantly finding little details. It's like I think it's the Aiden Pride Legendary Mad Cat. I thought it was just a repose. He actually has jump jets in the back, and the standard Timberwolf does not have them, but Aiden's does. And it's a small detail that I didn't actually know at first until someone pointed it out. So there's little things like that that occur, and they do that on some of the variants of the plastics that come out too, and I don't always catch it. So if someone there is savvy and knows, let me know. That said, though, guys, I could continue to ramble. Maybe. I'm not sure what I ramble about. But that's going to bring us towards the end of today's unboxing. That said, again, if I don't put it in the description, somebody share Carrie Joe's social medias and YouTube channel. And before we sign off, we will do a recap of the minis that she sent, and these will be in our NOVA 2023 Grinder box. If you guys have made it this far and you have no idea what I'm talking about, I am running a bunch of Battletech events at NOVA 2023, and the community came together to provide minis for me to do a Grinder style game and produce a collective. I've got a box that I've put all these in. I bought a Feldherr case. No, I say box, a case, to put them all in. So I can run the Grinder, I can do open play stuff to teach people, and then after NOVA, I can use it to do demos, local shops and stuff, and then next year, NOVA 2024, I can bring it and do more stuff. So there's no way I was going to be able to paint this stuff all on my own and get all the minis together, and the community stepped up, and I have, I think, 80-something minis now. So you guys really knocked it out of the park. And we had some people donate more than others. We had one guy did, I think it was like a full trinary, I think that's the right term. He basically 15 mechs, something like that. It might have been 10 mechs and 5 battle armor, but I think it was 15 mechs for Jade Falcon, I think. That's a piss load of models. But on average, looking at 4 or 5, and we had 80-something total. Like, that's a lot of people who donated models. So that's pretty cool. I digress, though, as I always do. We'll find something to ramble about. So going back through one more time, Carrie Joe has sent us a Commando. Pew, pew. For our light selection, we've got our Shadowhawk. Doom, doom. For our medium selection, we have got our Thunderbolt for the heavy, and finally, last but not least, we've got the Battlemaster. Boom, boom. And as we sign off today, if you guys aren't familiar with Carrie Joe, she's got her own custom merc company, I think. Unicorn Company, something like that. I kind of thought that's what she was going to send. Open these, and he was actually way more like tame. I'm going to use that term tame because they're very like utilitarian and basic. I was expected to get like the crazy vibrant stuff she does at the show to have in the box. So Carrie, I appreciate the minis. If you were at all worried, I'm blasting stuff out there right now because it's, you know, being inclusive with the community. Especially right now, given that it's June. I don't know when this will go up, but it's June right now. If you had wanted to send those and you didn't because you were worried, we need to have a chat. If you didn't send them because you didn't want to send that kind of thing, that's also okay too. But I would have been perfectly fine if you wanted to have your merch company represented, and I would have been perfectly cool with the vibrant colors. That probably wasn't an issue for you, but if it was, we should talk about that because I'm a pretty chill person, and you took the time to do something cool for me. And I did notice, I didn't put it on until now, but I did notice these have your signature on the bottom. But if you were interested in doing that and you didn't because you were worried, we should chat because I'm pretty chill. We've talked before, but you know, that's a thing. And you know, this is my last comment on it because I'm not trying to like drag out the video about it, but yeah, I literally was just thinking faster than I could talk. I'm a pretty chill guy. I like to be inclusive and get everyone into the hobby, and I think that you're pretty well out there in the community now doing stuff for Battletech. But if for whatever reason you were worried about me at all, we can have that chat because we've played together at dang it, Southern Assault. Jeez, I'm losing my train of thought. And your models look pretty cool. And I'm always down for seeing custom painted stuff and merc stuff. And yeah, I think yours are pretty cool. So always time for NOVA2024 if you want to do something. Yeah. Anyways, that said, I know it was a little bit of a side tangent, but this caught me off guard. I was really expecting to see some crazy bright colored stuff. It didn't, so I opened the box. I was like, oh, wow. These are pretty tame. So I had to just comment on that because I was worried that, and maybe I'm worried about something. I think I mentioned in this video, like anxiety with worrying about what people think or getting the wrong idea. So I just kind of want to get out there in front of it. So that said, we've got off on a side tangent. Carrie, thank you so much for contributing these. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and watching this stuff. If I don't sign off, I will find something to ramble about. So as always, keep painting your models. Keep rolling your dice, folks. Be awesome to each other. Leave the world a better place than you found it. Get out there, play games, make someone feel good, and bring them into the hobby if you can. It's a little bit of a different sign-off today, but given what I was talking about, sometimes you need that little extra push to get people to think about what they can do to help their community grow. So hope you guys get out there, hope you get some games in, and help grow the Battletech community. That said, folks, you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you guys next time. If you guys are still sitting here watching this, let's take a moment to put a pop-up here to showcase those wonderful Patreon supporters here. We'll let that scroll here, and thank you so much for supporting what I do. That's super awesome. I really do appreciate that.